So, finally we have come to see the part 2 of what if Luffy met Mihawk instead of Shanks. So we have seen that Luffy has built a crew of 3 members, aka Usopp, Nami, and the swordsman Luffy himself. If you haven't still watched the part 1 of this series, I recommend to go through it first. Link is in the description. Luffy as a swordsman heads towards another island along with his mini-crew. Usopp tells Luffy to create his flag symbol for the ship to make their own identity. This symbol doesn't have any straw hat like the original series, but it looks something like this. After entering the Drum Island, Nami falls sick due to the same weather change as in the original series. Even this version of Luffy doesn't express his feelings towards other people. He couldn't see Nami in that condition. He surveys the villagers about the doctor nearby, who can save Nami. Everyone tells him about the old lady who lives above the mountains, and Luffy, without any second thought, holds Nami in his arms and starts climbing the hill. This Luffy here has been trained by monkeys, so climbing the mountain is no big deal for him. The only challenge here for him is not to drop Nami. He has to maintain his constant speed, unlike monkeys. Finally, he climbs the mountain and finds a strange creature who talks and behaves like a human. First, he thinks that it's some kind of a sea monster that got on the land. Luffy draws his sword to protect Nami. Then the creature fears Luffy by seeing him taking out his sword, then turns into the tiny form of cute creature, and it's none other than Chopper. Chopper explains that he has eaten the human fruit and can transform into several points as a reindeer, and tells him that he is no monster, but an assistant of the doctor. Chopper sees Nami in critical condition and takes her inside and starts treating her by the old lady Kureha's guidance. Luffy falls into a thought of how important a doctor is needed in his crew. So, unlike the original series, he doesn't ask Chopper to join his crew, because he now does not have any shock to do the unique things as he has in the original series. Instead, he asks the old lady Kureha to join his crew. She laughs at him and says, "My life journey has almost come to an end, and I cannot travel at this age with you." But she also wanted Chopper to get free and explore the outside world. So, she recommends Luffy to take Chopper along with him, as he is now a good doctor. Chopper hears everything from behind and realizes that he'll be a burden for Kureha at her upcoming old age days. So he directly goes to Luffy and tells him that he is happy to travel with him. In this scenario, Luffy wouldn't fight Crocodile because he now doesn't have any intentions to save Alabasta Kingdom or Princess Vivi. He doesn't meet Vivi because he wasn't present in the Alabasta Kingdom at that current period of time. But on the other side, Ace meets Vivi because he was on the Alabasta actually. Ace here frees the island by defeating one of the present warlord. Then what about Nico Robin? Well, Robin departs from that island and starts traveling on her own after Crocodile got arrested by the world government. Nico Robin didn't stop her research about the ancient weapons and poneglyphs. She gets to know the secret about gum-gum fruit somehow. She was wondering who would have eaten it, or whether it was still uneaten and stayed within the treasure chest box, waiting for a worthy person to rule the sea. As you guys know about the uniqueness behind this devil fruit, all the other devil fruits were chosen by the humans, and whereas the gum-gum fruit alone chooses the person as a destiny. Is Luffy still the designated person in this timeline? Well, let's find it out. Let's assume that the fruit is still not stolen by the legendary pirate Shanks, and it has been hidden somewhere unpredictable. That was the reason why Shanks failed to steal it back then. So, in this timeline, it was hidden in the Marines area, which was under the control of Spandam, the man who summoned the Marines army to destroy Ohara Island by using the Buster Call. Fruit was hidden in his territory because no pirate can expect the legendary fruit in that location. Even Shanks failed to predict it. Yeah, so even the Marines who work in the territory don't know the secret place where it was hidden. This was the main reason why Spandam got access to the Buster Call once again. He starts looking for Nico Robin to execute her with the help of CP9 for the higher level promotion in the Marine system. Robin enters the Water 7 Island to know more dark secrets about the world government. Coincidentally, Luffy with his crew enters the same island. CP9 members found Robin and chases her to execute. Luffy sees her being chased and helps her to hide from them. Robin explains everything to Luffy. He makes a deal with Robin that he will be saving her from those Marines, but in exchange, she has to tell him the secrets of the government that she knows, which actually makes Luffy's goal more easier to achieve. Rob Lucci's arrives with his top speed near Robin and drags her away in instants without giving Luffy a chance to stop him. Later on, Luffy goes to the Marines' territory to take her back as he promised. There, he sees Spandam violating Nico Robin. Luffy's anger was on another level. After seeing Nico Robin getting beaten up, he instantly confronts the Marine guards and Spandam to fight him. The CP9 arrives at the territory and starts attacking Luffy. As Luffy is stronger in this version, he can easily dodge their attacks using his Advanced Observation Haki and blocks their attacks using his Armament Haki. With his Ultimate Conqueror's Haki, he wipes out half of the Marine guards over there, and he defeats every member of CP9 easily. He walks towards Spandam to rescue Robin. Then, Spandam with his fear issues presses the Buster Call. The Navy ships arrives over there after a few minutes. They are totally surrounded by the Marine ships now. Luffy makes a cut to Spandam with his premium sword. Usopp arrives under the bridge along with the ship to rescue Luffy. Luffy can't leave Robin there, so he decides to jump along with Robin. Navy ships started shooting cannonballs. The bridge starts falling. At a certain breakout, Luffy finds a buried chest on the bridge. He He takes the chest, holds Nico Robin, and jumps into the ship. Somehow they manage to escape from the Marines. After traveling a certain distance, they remember they stole a chest which was found buried on the bridge. Luffy opens it. Now here's the plot. Did the Gum Gum choose the vessel? Yes. It was the Gum Gum fruit inside the chest. Robin was shocked by seeing it. She explains everything she knows and says that it was the most wanted fruit in history. Did we forget something? Yeah, where is Frankie? And what was he doing? In this scenario, Luffy's main goal was to protect Nico Robin, so he was busy with his own business. And Frankie on the other side was chilling at the Frankie house with his friends, so he wouldn't meet Luffy here. Coming back to the devil fruit, Luffy decides to keep it with him rather than eating it. He doesn't want to lose his swimming ability just like the original series. Yeah, it was eaten accidentally back then. Luffy asks Robin to join his crew. There is no certain goal for Robin right now, except exploring more about ancient weapons. So, she joins the crew as well. Luffy, in this alternative timeline, doesn't have any other interests on exciting stuff. So, he doesn't want to go into the Thriller Bark Island. So, this means we are not seeing Brook in the crew as well. He might be hiding somewhere in the shadows the whole life, or might be dead exposing to the sunlight. As this video is only about Luffy and his crew, we are not talking about the Marineford arc. What do you guys think? Will Ace be dead again? Or somehow defeats Blackbeard this time, as he got more experience in combat, as he has defeated the former warlord Crocodile? The time skip takes place. Luffy now has some more connection with his crew now, as he is not separated from them as the original series. He needs to make his name reach higher now, just like Hawkeye Mihawk. So, he needs to crush a Yonko. Who would that be? He targets Big Mom first. He enters the Whole Cake Island to find Big Mom. Guess what? At the same time, Sanji was being dragged there by the Vinsmokes to marry Pudding. So, it was the wedding again. Luffy destroys the whole wedding by defeating most of the Big Mom's children, and wanted to fight Big Mom next. There he meets Sanji again. He asks Sanji, why was he here, and was having a doubt that he is one of the Big Mom's children. Sanji says he was blackmailed by his family and got into this marriage. Luffy and Sanji teamed up and destroyed Big Mom together, but the destruction is worse in this scenario. This is how destiny works. After all, Sanji met Luffy at the very end, but he managed to get in the crew, and we see Jinbei joining the Straw Hats in the original series at the Whole Cake Island arc. Where is he now? Well, he would still be in prison, as there was no one to release him in this timeline. The only one who is now remaining to join the crew is Zoro. But where is he now? During this whole period of time, since he lost to Luffy in a one-on-one battle, he was training in his village and was becoming more strong as well. The time comes now, as Zoro promised Luffy that he will come back to take the revenge. He comes to Luffy. He has the advanced haki as well now. He's now a famous bounty hunter and wants to kill Luffy and take his bounty. He gets into the Luffy ship without any fear and challenges him for a fight. Will Luffy fight him in his ship? What will Sanji do when an anonymous bounty hunter enters his ship to cut his captain's head off? Is he going to join the fight against Zoro? So, Luffy says Sanji to back off, as this is his personal fight with Zoro. Luffy says Zoro to wait for the perfect arrival at a place for this fight, as this fight will make the ship sink and may cause death for the devil fruit users in the ship. They had arrived in an island nearby. Both the swordsmen has drawn their swords. So, yup, this is it for the part 2, guys. And the next part will be much crazier than these 2 parts on this series. Make sure to subscribe the channel to not miss that out.